Danke. Nun spricht Frau Lundgren, Schweden.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, this Assembly have one obligation to defend our core values, our statutes, and to secure the meaning of them. We are not the EU, we are not the UN, and we are not the governments. We should be the front runners for human rights, open, transparent and free democracies and rule of laws within our countries. We have all seen Russian military forces act within their borders in Chechnya. This Assembly reacted. We have requested from this Assembly that the Russian Federation should abolish the death penalty. They have not reacted. We have requested the Russian Federation to sign Protocol 14. They have not. Now we can see a new act. The Russian military forces invaded another of our member states. We all know that Russian military forces today are occupying the territories of Georgia, obviously also creating a crime zone or so-called security or buffer zone. We also know and seen that the action have been taken by the Russian Assembly to recognize the two Georgian territories as independent states. Mr. President, I listened very carefully to this debate and I hear two different sounds from Georgian and Russian members. Georgia seems to be recognizing that they have done something wrong and welcomes investigation. From Russian side, from Russian members mostly, I heard about the wrongdoings from Georgia, from NATO, from US, from the EU and others, and I heard someone proclaim that we are on the eve of a new world order. Mr. President, will that dreamed new world order be based on our core values, democracy, human rights and rule of law? The month to come, we shall investigate, listen and have a dialogue, but we must also open our eyes, put on our glasses and see if they're really going to do something about the problems we've seen. That's the core question for the month to come. Thank you, Mr. President.
Danke. Danke. Frau Keleş-Türkay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I thank the rapporteurs for the report, and I congratulate the distinguished members for the correct decision we have taken yesterday. Recent conflicts in Europe have shown that the European Union is not very quick in showing reaction to new political conflicts in the neighborhood. But time is very important to be effective in the formation of new policies for foreign affairs. To make a realistic evaluation and a realistic recommendation, we should first accept that Russian Federation is emerging as a superpower like China. Secondly, we should consider the fact that some European countries are dependent on the Russian Federation to a great extent with regard to energy. Therefore, it is important to have other channels of energy supply if we want to be more free in taking decisions with regard to new conflicts that may take place in future. To end the military operation, to help the humanitarian aid reach people who need it, to make the military forces on both sides retreat to their own borders, to start the negotiations for the statute of South Ossetia and Abkhazia are the first steps to be taken. but the solution will take shape during the negotiations. Georgia is not just a country on the border of Turkey. It is also an important transit region for energy. Both Baku-Tiflis-Ceyhan line for petrol and Baku-Tiflis-Erzurum line for natural gas are only important energy lines that are not within the borders of Russia. Therefore, Georgia is very important both to the European Union and Turkey. But Georgia is also important for Russia to be able to control Caucasus, to reach Armenia, and to be able to exert some pressure on Azerbaijan if she needs it. The recent dispute will also help Russian Federation to keep some of the neighboring countries away from NATO. Russia used the opportunity that arose unexpectedly and confirmed her superiority to some neighboring countries. Other than Russia, separatists in Georgia gained some advantage because of the recent events. From now on, South Ossetia and Abkhazia will have more support for their demand of independence. Turkey declared that independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of Georgia is important. To restore stability in Caucasus, hostilities should be ended, force should not be used, and peaceful means should be used to solve the existing disputes. Turkey proposed to form a new platform, namely Caucasus Stability and Cooperation Platform, to establish confidence, stability, and security in the region. Turkey, Russia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Armenia may come together within the context of the platform. This is proposed as an additional platform to other institutions, organizations, and mechanisms that deal with the Caucasus problems. Our first impression is that all of those countries seem to be interested in the proposal and are ready to support it. Meanwhile, women wish Council of Europe to pay more attention to the situation of women in that region. What happens to women in refugee camps? Can they reach health services? What happens to pregnant women? I ask these questions because war is very painful for everybody, but it is proven over and over again that when there is a war, women are the ones who suffer most.
Thank you.
It's that suffer. War is crime against humanity. Our credibility as a human rights institution is at stake, and we cannot remain silent. The government of Norway has been clear as crystal. Norway supports Georgia's territorial integrity. We do not accept Russia's use of force. We need to find a permanent solution, establishing a friendly neighbourhood between the two countries. The question is how? Isolation is not the answer. Instead, we have to use the only weapon the Council of Europe knows, namely dialogue. Both parties say they want to end the tragedy. Both parties say they recognise the Council of Europe's role in promoting these good intentions. Both parties have to show their seriousness as worthy members of a human rights institution. So we expect to see some results next time we meet. Thank you.
Thank you.